Hey guys, this is us again, myself and Coach Nayana. Message 2, week 2 of Walk with the Coach. This time, what I wanted to do is, I wanted to ask a simple question to Coach Nayana. Coach, rewind your life, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years back, and this is the first time you are beginning to run.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you sort of share your experience on how it was in the first, say, week of running? How did you feel? What happened?
So, when you start running, your automatic instinct is to run as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally, I'm pretty sure all the new runners are doing this. You just tend to run as fast as you can.
Yep.
There is something you have to prove to somebody. I don't know who, but you got to prove something to somebody by trying to run as fast as you can.
Yep.
And that as fast as you can sustains you for all of 1 minute.
Yep.
Okay? And then you start panting.
Yep.
And then you hate the fact that you're running.
Yep.
And then you're like, what are you doing with my life? And you want to stop running. And that is exactly how you don't fall in love with running.
So panting means, tell me a little bit more about like what happened when you pant. Were you able to speak, or you were just gasping for air? How was it?
You're gasping for air. You are not able to essentially sustain the activity that you're doing. You're not able to sustain at all. So you're running as fast as you can, and you haven't developed any of the CVS, MVS that you just discussed.
Yeah.
And you're literally, because you saw so many Usain Bolt's races,
Yeah.
you obviously want to try and see if you can run as fast as you can, and you're not able to sustain the pace, you're not able to sustain the run. You decide to go on a 1 mile run, and you quit at 0.5.
Yep. So your body essentially shutting it off.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think that's a very, should I say, a typical first week of new runners
Yes.
starting. And all those new runners out there, if you're experiencing that, I just wanted to tell you, you guys are not alone. She's an ultra marathoner, I told you. She had the same thing. And it is exactly the same for me too. When I first started running, I don't know, 15 years ago, I actually thought I'll call 911 because it was like, I felt like I'm going to get a heart attack or something.
Yes.
So,
Very close to that.
right. So if that is the case, then it is normal. If you all can be this, you all can be that too. That's message 1 for this sort of second message for you guys. So now let's talk about 1 month, 2 months into your sort of running.
Yeah.
How did it feel at that time?
So 1 month, 2 months into the running, it was essentially I was barely able to make a mile or so, walk a little bit,
Yep.
whatever. But the whole thing is, at that point, and I obviously didn't have you or anybody else to coach me through that at that point.
Yep.
But you somehow logically figure out, dude, I gotta slow down right now.
Speed is not important right now.
Speed is not important. If I want to continue running,
Yep.
I need to slow down. I guess I need oxygen.
Yeah.
Yep. And I need to start and see if I can start aerobic workout
Got it.
versus the anaerobic workout that I was doing up until now.
Or in other words, run with little bit excess oxygen,
Yes.
as opposed to run with oxygen deficient sort of environment, which is the anaerobic state.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, guys. It's a very important construct that Coach Nayana just brought up, and let's dedicate some time about that, because that is the fundamental core of a training. The first type of run that I want all of you to nail it. Now, when I say nail it, it's going to take a long time to nail it. Trust me, all of us here, we haven't nailed it. We are getting better at it, that's all. That is what I call it as conversational pace. Conversational pace, or CP, you're going to hear this term again and again and again right through your running career. And it's a common term across not just RHWB, but across the running sort of world. Now, as the name suggests, conversational pace means a pace that you are able to run and hold a conversation. So let's hear Nayana. How does a conversational pace run look for you? Why don't you explain a little bit about how does it look like for you?
So a conversational pace, to your point, right, is a pace at which you're able to really sustain a run, right?
Okay.
You're able to sustain a run for an elongated period of time, correct? So I'm going to give you an example of what I did.
Yep.
So I figured, first of all, again, didn't have Bala, but logically figured out that I needed to slow down.
Yep.
So the way I tried to slow down, team, was I used to actually go for a run during my conference calls.
Okay.
A low risk conference call.
Of course.
But I would go for a run during my conference calls, and I would actually slow down enough to actually be able to construct a coherent sentence during my conference.
So without the other party knowing that you're
Knowing
running.
that I'm actually running, right?
Wow.
So initially, but Bala, I have to say, initially they knew that, hey, are you outside? Why are you huffing and puffing?
Yeah.
And that's when I would slow down more.
Right.
I would keep slowing down more. Now, y'all don't have to do that. Obviously, don't have to get on a conference call to do that. But it is actually a good idea to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And really try to figure out what your conversation pace is. Maybe call your mom, call a friend, and run at that point. But that is gossip pace. That's a little
Beautiful.
bit faster than conversation
Right,
pace.
right. But beautifully said, guys.
Yeah.
This is there is something really valuable in this thought process. Conversational pace. The best way to test yourself is doing that exactly, which is you are running and she is running at a low risk sort of environment, and I got to tell you, I do it at a high risk environment as well. That means I take client calls when I'm running.
Oh my God.
Okay, and it forces me, especially if you're in a high risk environment, you force yourself to be in conversational pace, right? Wherein you are just focused on making sure that the other party doesn't know you're running. So you really nail the conversational pace. So let's talk a little bit about this, guys. Conversational pace, the first thing I want to tell everyone, what it means a conversational pace is when you're running, you can talk. So I'm going to ask Nayana, can you sort of show how it would feel when you are not running in a conversational pace? Let's say you talk something when you're running. How will it be when you're running?
So you're obviously huffing and puffing. Imagine.
How will it look like? Here, just show it to me how it will look like.
Oh, it's going to be like, so remember the status update report that I asked you for? That is what.
That is a
what-
non-conversational
That
pace
is
one.
non-conversational pace. Versus, I'm going to ask them about a status update in a conversational manner.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is what I'm talking about, where you are not able to have a conversation, even in between when there is. That is non-conversational. Remember that. The only way to get back to conversational pace running is to slow down. That is the only way you will be able to get to conversational pace running. Slowing it down is the only way. Now, for those new runners, it is possible that you might have to walk in between. That is totally fine. As long as you are getting to the conversational pace, you are in good shape. Now, let me tell you why you need to do this. When you are in conversational pace, guys, your body is what my coach Nayana said, in a state of oxygen-rich environment, aerobic state, and not an oxygen-deficient environment, anaerobic state. When the body is in its aerobic state, the body doesn't go into the state of shock. Or in other words, in putting it in very simple terms, your body is thinking, okay, there is some excess activities happening, but I can totally manage this activity. So let me think about what I need to do to better manage this excess activity. That means let me go and improve my heart. Let me go and get my vascular systems better. Let me go and add a couple of muscle fibers. That's what your body is thinking, because your body is now in a non-shock state.
Absolutely.
But if your body is in a state of shock, that means aerobic state, anaerobic state, your body is trying to now protect itself, not training
Yes.
itself.
Yes.
Body is like thinking, holy shit,
Yeah.
there's a lot of problem happening in my body. Let me start cutting down places where I don't need oxygen. Let me get some, digestive system off the table.
Yeah.
Let's just give him some trouble. Let me send some signals to the brain to tell him that shut it down, buddy. Give more pain. All kinds of things it will do so that it wants to protect itself.
Yeah.
This is why aerobic state and anaerobic state is the training mode for you.
Yeah.
So if you try to be smart, try to be a hero, and you want to impress your coach, and go and run 3 miles at crazy pace, somehow you are not impressing your coach, I guarantee you. Because we are asking you to do conversational pace, and the way we see whether you're running in a conversational pace is whether you're able to sustain it, whether your heart rate is not going crazy.
Yeah.
If these two things are in place, then it is not in conversational pace. So that's what I would say, guys. This message is all about conversational pace, and I want to end this message by me and Coach Nayana run for 5 seconds and actually say goodbye to you. Let's do a conversational pace run.
Absolutely.
So this is our conversational pace. What do you
This
think?
is totally my conversation pace.
See that? We are able to talk. Even my dog is in conversational pace right now, even though he's not barking. Definitely in a conversational pace, guys. That's what I want you all to do. And in fact, I want you all to take a video of this and send it to your coach.
Yes, please do that. So the point of this message is run slow to run fast.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.